Hooked, How to Build Habit-Forming Products, by Nir Eyal is a deep exploration of how products, services, and even media can tap into user psychology to create lasting engagement. While it's written with tech products in mind, its core ideas are profoundly applicable to marketing, storytelling, and content creation, especially for creators looking to build loyal audiences and consistent attention. The heart of the book is the hook model, a four-phase loop designed to capture users' attention and bring them back repeatedly: trigger, action, variable reward, and investment. Eyal begins by laying the groundwork for what makes a product habit-forming. He defines habits as behaviors done with little or no conscious thought. For marketers and storytellers, this insight is powerful. If you can embed your content into someone's routine so they engage without needing to decide every time, you've won a battle for attention. The challenge is that attention is fleeting and expensive. To earn it repeatedly, creators must craft content that naturally pulls users into a recurring behavior loop. The first stage of the hook model is the trigger. Triggers are cues that prompt users to act. External triggers are things like YouTube thumbnails, notifications, ads, or social media posts. But the real gold lies in internal triggers: emotions, thoughts, or routines that push people to seek something without being told. If your content becomes a natural answer to someone's boredom, insecurity, or curiosity, you've tapped into a lasting internal trigger. For example, a person feeling self-doubt might unconsciously search for motivational or productivity videos, and if your content reliably delivers, it becomes their habitual solution. After the trigger comes the action phase. This is the behavior the user performs in anticipation of a reward. For YouTube, this might be clicking a thumbnail, starting a video, or subscribing. Eyal emphasizes that action is driven by a combination of motivation and ability. If something is too hard, people won't do it, no matter how motivated they are. So your job as a creator is to remove friction, make it easy to watch, understand, and enjoy. This is why clear thumbnails, strong intros, and accessible topics matter. They reduce friction and increase the chance of action. What follows the action is the variable reward, the part of the model that truly hooks people. The human brain craves surprise, uncertainty, and novelty. Think about why you scroll endlessly on social media or binge-watch videos. You never know what's next, and that unpredictability keeps you coming back. Eyal explains that rewards fall into three categories: rewards of the tribe, social validation; rewards of the hunt, searching for information or value; and rewards of the self, personal mastery or satisfaction. A great YouTube video might offer all three. It might make you feel connected to a community, teach you something unexpected, and leave you feeling accomplished or entertained. Importantly, the reward should not completely satisfy the user. This seems counterintuitive, but if users feel fully resolved, they may not return. By leaving some questions open, teasing upcoming content, or triggering curiosity, creators can keep the loop alive. The key is not to manipulate, but to generate authentic interest and emotional engagement that pulls viewers forward. The final and most overlooked phase is investment. This is when users put something into the experience that increases the likelihood they'll return. It could be time, data, effort, or social capital. When someone subscribes, leaves a comment, or adds a video to their playlist, they're investing. These actions create a small psychological cost of leaving. Users feel more committed. For creators, encouraging small acts of investment, like asking a question at the end of a video to prompt comments, can powerfully increase retention over time. Eyal argues that successful products, and content, don't rely on chance. They're designed deliberately to lead users through these loops. What sets truly habit-forming media apart is not how flashy or viral it is, but how well it fits into users' internal states. A great storyteller or marketer thinks, what emotion or need does this piece of content resolve? How do I make this the default solution to that need? Storytelling is central to the hook model. The brain is wired to make sense of the world through narrative, and emotional hooks are stronger than logical ones. A good story gives the user something to relate to, something to root for, and something unresolved that pulls them toward the next click or view. Eyal doesn't focus on stories in a traditional sense, but the implications are clear. Every successful hook is, in a way, a mini-story with a trigger, conflict, an action, decision, a reward, outcome, and an investment, a reason to care about what's next. The book encourages creators to track user behavior carefully. Understanding what triggers people, where they drop off, and how they interact with content is essential. Data becomes not just a measurement tool but a creative one, helping refine the hook, strengthen the reward, or smooth the path to action. In today's media ecosystem, creativity and analytics are not separate domains, they reinforce each other. Eyal also warns against unethical manipulation. While the techniques can be powerful, he stresses that creators and companies have a responsibility to design ethically. The goal should be to make users' lives better, not to trap them in mindless loops. In content creation, this means giving people value, knowledge, laughter, perspective, so that their return is meaningful, not addictive in a hollow way. One fascinating point is how people often return to the same creators or channels without realizing why. Eyal explains that once a habit loop is established, users may no longer consciously evaluate their choices. That's the holy grail for content creators, becoming the default in your niche. To get there, consistency, clarity, and emotional resonance matter just as much as production quality or marketing tricks. He gives real-world examples of companies like Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest to show how habit loops work, but it's easy to map these lessons onto YouTube or Instagram content. A thumbnail is an external trigger. A good intro creates the action. The mid-video surprise is the variable reward. A prompt to comment is the investment. Each part matters, but they must work together to feel seamless. Eyal also introduces the idea of frequency. The more frequently someone uses a product, or views your content, the stronger the habit becomes. This reinforces the importance of consistent posting. It's not about going viral once, but about being there again and again when a user reaches for something to watch, read, or engage with. Over time, your work becomes part of their emotional routine. Lastly, Eyal's book is a call to be intentional. Whether you're a designer, entrepreneur, or YouTuber, you're creating experiences that affect people's minds and lives. Understanding the psychology behind those experiences gives you the power to create better, more engaging, and more ethical work. Hooked is ultimately not just about getting attention, but about building relationships with your audience that are meaningful, lasting, and rooted in real value.